It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's Washington and Atlanta, and it's coming up next.
First opened in 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Washington football team. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And, CD, you look at Washington coming into play here. Their offense is a unit that's not afraid to take chances out there, but not always for the better. What do you see them trying to do here?
I think they'll continue to take those chances, Brandon, but to me, they have to do it in a measured way. And what I mean by that, they can't just come into a game and throw caution to the wind and just say we're going to run a bunch of gadget plays, a lot of reverses, end arounds, all of those things. They've got to identify the spots where they want those plays to pay off, which means you have to set them up, and then when they present themselves, take full advantage.
Younghoe Koo all set to do the honors, and we are underway from Atlanta. On the return, it's Alex Erickson. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. A man from just south of here in McDonough, it's Antonio Gibson. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. Howell. That's into the hands of his tight end, Bates. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Howell. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing. And that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3. Just get the ball right to the receiver.
This is the hitch route. Tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A run here for J.D. McKissick. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
A handoff for Gibson.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And I have to think that when this play began, the running back thought to himself that this looks promising, but that feeling certainly didn't last very long. Super play defensively to lock in on the best route to his target, and he stopped him for no gain.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. How about this for an opening drive decision? You got 4th and short, just outside of field goal range in all likelihood. What do?
I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game. I want to let my offense know that I believe in them. And you know something else? I let my defense know I believe in them also by taking that gamble. If we don't get it, it's okay. You guys will cover for me.
On 4th down, Howell got his target, Samuel. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to give them a little bit of credit for fortitude there. 4th and inches, and they don't run the football. Normally, you just wedge your way through, fall forward, find the yardage. They took a shot and put it in the air, and it paid off.
Maybe they saw the defense overcommitting.
A lot of confidence there, though, because even if they overcommit, you just want to make sure you get the first down. You throw an incompletion on 4th down there, they're going to second-guess you the rest of the game.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Back to throw. Howell. Open man is Samuel. Complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
They'll run with Gibson.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point.
A carry for Gibson.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Grady Jarrett with the tackle. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Howell puts it on the carpet. It's out. And the Falcons say they have it. They do. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What did the columnists write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave what game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Following the fumble recovery, Ryder.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Montez Sweat in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. We're scoreless after 1. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. From the gun, Ryder. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Montez Sweat picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now, I know we're only 2 plays in, but after giving up back-to-back sacks, something has to change with the protection, and they can't wait to halftime to make an adjustment.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. They'll hand it off now. Williams. A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
The Falcons send out their punter as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. .37 yards on the punt with no return.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They will run it. It's McKissick. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Operating from the gun, Howell. And he will find his man, Samuel.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Thomas has got it, complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 3rd and 2, Howell. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Lorenzo Carter with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 33. And his kick is good.
And it's 3-0 Washington.
So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away.
Now it's Patterson.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Let's go.
So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
Do you almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
47's the mic.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do. Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
On first down, Ryder. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way full steam, and he broke that one up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ryder. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line.
The Washington offense back out there.
And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Throwing on first down. Howell. Flush to his right. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, Howell. Throws right side, and that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you're probably going to have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Second and 6.
Looking to throw. Howell. And that's incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. And his kick is indeed good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably going to be seeing them in his sleep if they don't fix things quickly.
And that's not exactly what he wants to see in his post-game slumber. So they've got to figure out a way to slow things down a little bit. Some screen passes, some draws, anything to make the defensive front hesitate a little bit. Think on their way back to the quarterback, maybe even a quarterback draw, some type of tendency breaker to change things up.
Exactly. Whatever the case, something to mix it up here. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. From the gun, Ryder. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Ryder. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to them, and it's paying off.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, G. 47.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Back to throw. Ryder. He's going to let this one go deep.
This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance travel or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
And the final number of the next-gen stats, that ball traveling a full 59 yards through the air.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. Takes it at the 7. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports halftime report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from that first half for Washington. And they were able to have a little bit of success on the ground. The question will be, will they stick with it? Or will they be throwing more to try and regain this lead? Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they did not have the same kind of success on the ground. They struggled to get the run game going to this point, as you see there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Now it's Patterson.
And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
They start the second half here with Williams. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. How about Jonathan Allen there pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line?
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, Ryder.
That's going to be caught by Pitts.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
On first down, Ryder. Escaping the pressure right. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escape it.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Operating from the gun, Ryder. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Daron Payne gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Under pressure, they got him again. Montez Sweat, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
They still can't get it. Now he'll let this one go deep right sideline. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. So the big play nullified, a legal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
The Falcons send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line.
First possession of the second half now for Washington. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw. Howell.
Throw right side, taken in by Gibson.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Because his primary job is defending against the pass, you don't often see a cornerback making tackles in the backfield, but he's playing run all the way here.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. .39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Ryder.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Second and 4.
47 is the mic. Ready, go.
Back to throw. Ryder. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Let's go, fellas.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
And he'll complete this one to Patterson. That catch good for only a couple.
I know they don't like to hear it when they get to a certain age, but then you have to start to use your skills, your wiles, right? Your mind to beat guys to the football, and getting your toes tapped in bounds definitely qualifies as that, doesn't it?
The veteran showing he still has the agility. Off play action. Ryder.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Montez Sweat in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Looking to throw. Ryder. And this is going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Erickson now to return. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Throwing to start the drive. Howell to the right side and complete to Thomas. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. And they've got to go thank the guys on D.
On 2nd down, it's Gibson, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Throwing on 1st down, Howell. In trouble, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the gun, Howell. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Back to throw. Howell. And Thomas has it. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go. It's Gibson. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it. They got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
On 1st and 10, Howell. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. On 1st down, Howell.
He gets it to Thomas. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
All right, say it with me now. There's a lot of different words we come up with. Maybe we go back and forth after that play, getting his toes tapped down to make that catch. Crafty?
Yep.
Wiley? Oh, definitely.
All the veteran names.
You name it. Has every move in the book and continued to get better throughout his career so he can make that type of a catch.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lying?
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons have just about sewn up this football game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. They run it again with Williams. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. On 3rd and 2, Ryder. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a 1st down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, it's Williams. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 43 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Two 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost felt like open up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you?
I
You
certainly
loved
did.
the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.